What's up, guys? NBA talk. So yeah, man, I have not been making a lot of videos about NBA because there's not much to talk about NBA's, right? And yeah, and also I don't care much about NBA anymore, but yeah, I have to keep making views constantly because I've been seeing that on YouTube I've been getting less views lately, and that is not good. Because when I upload my recent video, I mean, even though I have 136 subscribers, you know, like I only have like 1 2 views per video, and that does not seem good. And so I have to try to get the audience to be more attractive. So it's very important. You need to watch this NBA prediction. Now I know that it's way too early to talk about the NBA season of 2018-2019, but you already know what the result is, man. I mean, just by like watching the off season, all like free agents and team get traded and Warrior acquired DeMarcus Cousins, which really kills the competition. And also big news like LeBron joined the Lakers and all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, and just to assure you that the NBA season starts in September, end of September. So it's getting quite earlier and earlier now because the season starts in October, right? Mid of October, so it's always 3 weeks or 4 weeks of preseason. Then we come to the regular NBA game. Always 82 games and always end in April, right? Oh my god. NBA just getting ridiculous. And it's pretty early, right? And Warriors just acquiring like all the good players. Like, I don't know how they get all the good players and then like every team in the NBA just loses their recognition. They just have to work hard just to match up with the Warrior level. Like I said, man, NBA, when it comes to NBA, man, the team's always concerned about their injuries and stuff. So that's not what the video about. The video about is about the me making prediction. So it look like the West is looking a lot more stronger than the East, even though the East like have lots of like talented players and they're all young core, and they trying to like go hard and trying to match up with the West, but West is like out out like strengthening the East. Like the West is always stronger than the East no matter how good the East is. Like the West always beats the East. This explains why the Warriors swept the Cavs 4-0, man. Like LeBron against the entire Warriors, like LeBron's like nothing, man. He is just nothing. But anyway, man, but now he's on the Lakers. Now he will probably take more L's, even though Lakers are bad because of stronger team in the West, right? So that's like 3 minutes in intros about the NBA. And okay, so I think I'm starting off with East because I want to talk about the West at the end because East seems to be. I want to talk about the weaker team and then the stronger team towards the end. So look like the East is like going nowhere, but and also there are some pretty good teams that can probably match up with the Warrior, but I don't think they can beat the Warrior. But anyway, my number 15 on my list is probably gonna be the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, Brooklyn Nets is definitely not gonna make it to the playoff, man. Like to be honest. And maybe the Atlanta Hawk is probably gonna be number 14. Like nobody wants to play with the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, the most inconsistent team. But the Brooklyns, they just have like lots of like young and probably talented too. But I don't even know much about East. But yeah, look like the Brooklyn Nets are gonna be the worst team in the NBA. That's what most people are saying, man. So yeah, Atlanta Hawk are probably gonna be number 14 and number 13. Let's see. No, I think after the Nets and it's gonna be the Cavalier. Yeah, cause you know why the Cavaliers are gonna drop hard next season. Obviously, cause LeBron left the team. whenever LeBron left team, you know, the team drops hard. So I think Cavalier might end up being the last, and then Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, Cavaliers are probably gonna be the worst team in the NBA. I was wrong, man. Not Brooklyn Nets, but the Cavs. So Cavs number 15. I have Cavs in 15, Brooklyn in 14, and 13 is probably gonna be the I don't know. Maybe Knicks are going. Let me think. Oh yeah, probably gonna be the Orlando Magic. I don't think they're ready for the playoffs yet, but they seem. Yeah, they don't seem that good at all. So Orlando Magic might end up being number 13, and the Hawks are probably gonna be number 12. And so yeah, cause and number 11 is I don't know, man. Like, oh, it's hard for me to make a prediction just by looking at these teams because team switches. So number 11 is probably gonna be the New York Knicks or Charlotte Hornet. I don't know. Either of these teams have a low chance of making the play because they might end up being 11th or 10th spot. So maybe the Knicks is gonna be 10th. Maybe Charlotte's gonna be 11th spot. And you know, maybe the 9th is gonna be the Chicago Bulls, and the Detroit Pistons is probably gonna make the playoff next year. That means that maybe either the Wizards or the Heat's probably gonna drop out of the playoffs. No, not the Heat. I mean more like the Wizards. But maybe Wizards are gonna be on the margin of playoffs. So Wizards probably number 8, and Heat's probably gonna be number 7, and Bucks is gonna be number 6, and number 5. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think Knicks is gonna be in the 8th spot, and Wizard number 7, like Heat number 6, Bucks number 5, and number 4 is probably gonna be the Indiana Pacers. You know, and then Toronto either 4 or 5. But you know that the Raptors, they have acquired Kawhi Leonard, right? And I don't know how much production Kawhi's gonna produce in Toronto. Now he's playing for a different team he hasn't played for a while, so I see Toronto like maybe a 4th or 5th seed. And then you got the 76ers are probably gonna be a lot better, either number 3 or number 2. And then you know Boston's gonna be number 1 for sure because you know they're like severely injured and they barely beat LeBron James' team, like barely beat the Boston Celtics. I know that Boston Celtics could have beat LeBron's team without their main core, and that's something to tell you guys. Like Celtics are pretty strong. Yeah, and they will have a better record than the Golden State Warrior. They might, because the West is probably gonna be much stronger than the East. So that means Celtic might win a lot more games. So I think Celtic might be number 1, right? So Celtic number 1, you know. Sorry, I'm a little unorganized, but yeah, and I got 76ers in 2. Yeah, they're probably gonna hit the 2nd place. You know, because of Joel Embiid, you know, Ben Simmons, and you know these guys. They have phenomenal season, except they choke in the playoff. But now, I can tell they're coming back much stronger next season. So they're gonna end up being number 2. And so yeah, Toronto might be 3 or 4, and maybe Pacers gonna be number 3 because of Victor Oladipo. Right, so yeah, I say Pacers number 3 and Raptor number 4. Maybe maybe Bucks are gonna be number 5 and Wizards maybe number 6. Yeah, number 6 is gonna be Wizard, and Detroit number 7, and maybe Heat's gonna be 8, or Knicks gonna be 8. I mean, that's my playoff team for the East. So my playoff team for the East is probably gonna be the Celtic, 76ers, Pacer, Raptor, and the Bucks, and Wizards, and Knicks, and possibly the Heat. Yeah, the other team in the East I didn't mention is not gonna make it to the playoff. So the non-playoff team is probably gonna be like Hornets, you know, definitely Cavalier, the Knicks, maybe the Knicks, not sure. I keep getting confused between Knicks and Heat, and definitely Brooklyn Nets not gonna make it, and the Chicago Bulls not gonna make it, Magic not make it, and Hawks. Well, Bulls they have a slightly chance of making the playoff, but they seem to have a really good players out there. I mean, if they try hard enough and if they get lucky, then maybe Bulls gonna make it. So yeah, so there's a lot of things can change. Anyway, man, that's pretty much for the East Coast. So now let's get into the West Coast. The West Coast, man, I'm more criticized because they're a stronger team than the East. I said this a million times. But you know, let's start off with the weaker team in the West. So I think the Memphis Grizzlies are gonna be number 15. No, I think Kings are gonna be number 15. Yeah, Kings whatsoever, man, they have no hearts of like improving this team. I mean, this team is like garbage, man. I'm like, the Sacramento Kings are just like, there's like no reason why this team should get recognition. I'm like, they get rid of DeMarcus Cousins and they drop hard. So Kings are probably gonna end up being number 15, and number 14 is gonna be the Memphis Grizzlies, right? Yeah, the Memphis Grizzlies are gonna be number 14, and then number 13 is probably gonna be the I say maybe the Suns, right? Suns is probably gonna be 11, so I say maybe the LA Clippers. Yeah, Clippers are just they're losing a lot of like players, so I don't know what's wrong with the Clipper, but they're in a bad situation right now, so they're gonna drop to number 13. Then number 12 is probably gonna be the Phoenix Suns, right? Yeah, so Phoenix Suns gonna be number 12, and then number 11, I'm not sure if it's gonna be Timberwolves or not, because if Jimmy Butler does not play for the Timberwolves, then Timberwolves is probably gonna end up being in the 11th spot. And so, and number 10 is probably gonna be the Pelicans, right? Obviously, because they lost DeMarcus Cousins, and you know, Anthony Davis and his other team like Rajon Rondo and like 2 or 3 best player of the Pelicans are leaving the Pelicans, so Pelicans are probably gonna end up being in the 10th spot or possibly the 11th spot. Yeah, so Pelicans is definitely, there's gonna be a couple teams that's definitely gonna drop out of playoff. So I say maybe one, like at least 2 teams, maybe the Pelicans and Timberwolves. Yeah, so Pelicans are probably gonna be number 11 actually. Let's take that back. And maybe let's put Clipper at number 10. Because Clipper got a deep roster, man. I mean, Clippers are a pretty good team, but they won't make the playoff. I heard that Clippers can do a lots of damage, but they're just gonna be like Denver Nuggets, like always like on the margin of not making it to the playoff. But it will cost teams some trouble, man. They will. So yeah. So I don't know what's number 13, but yeah, Pelicans number 11, and maybe Timberwolves might end up my number 13. But who knows, man? I don't know. And then maybe number 9 is gonna be the Denver Nuggets again. Oh, this team is just like, I mean, this team is like really talented and they have really good shooters out there, but I mean, even though the Denver Nuggets are acquire Isaiah Thomas, but they're probably going to be always on the margin of not making it to the playoffs, so they might be in the number 9 seed at least, or number 10. Or if not, if Nuggets are a little bit better, then they're probably going to be number 8 or number 7. But anyway, I got the San Antonio Spurs in number 8. You know, they just lost like Danny Green and Tony Parker. I'm like, why is Tony Parker joining the Chicago Hornet and they lost Kawhi Leonard? I mean, Spurs are really good at maintaining themselves. I'm like, they've been making it play for like over like 20 years in a row now, and yeah, even though Spurs have a really good at maintaining their play, even though the players are not so good, but they somehow maintain themselves to stay themselves in the playoff. Maybe next year they might not make to the playoff because they're right below the playoff seed, number 8. So, and number 7 is probably be the Portland Trailblazers. You know, Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, they can't carry this team. Like, Portland's are not going to improve this year. I mean, last year, you know, they choked in the playoff. Like, ridiculous, man. Like, 4-0 against the New Orleans Pelicans. Like, Portland's just ridiculous. I mean, they are the most, like, overrated team probably in the West. And, yeah, they have a phenomenal season, but they get kicked out of the playoffs so soon. I'm like, yeah, I mean, this is the only team that doesn't deal with injury compared to any other team. I mean, that's why they're taking more W's. So I say that Portland stays at number 7. And number 6 is, I don't know. But maybe the Oklahoma Thunder? No, I mean, yeah, maybe number 6 is probably going to be the Oklahoma Thunder, like Kawhi Paul George. No, I think they have to be higher than number 6. They're probably number 5 or number 4 because of Carmelo Anthony, like, left the Thunder to join the Rocket, right? Without, like, Carmelo Anthony, like, messing up the Thunder. So Thunder should able to do better than this. Right, and the number 5 is probably going to be, I don't know. But yeah, maybe Thunder's going to be number 5 seed. And number 4 seed is going to be the LA Lakers. You know, LeBron joining the young core team just to improve. Every time LeBron joins a new team, the team, like, improves significantly. And this is why it's important you need LeBron James, man. But I don't think the Lakers can beat the Warriors still, man. I mean, LeBron is always going to have a hard time against the Warrior. Like, he can never get a break. Like, Warriors just always there just to block out his championship. Like, the Warriors always there. So I put Lakers number 4. And number 3 is probably the Utah Jazz, the sleeper team, you know. Like, Utah Jazz is no joke, man. I mean, they have really good defense and offense. They have, like, really big guys and tough guys. You know how the last season they were